Alright, hey guys, so this is round one for the questions. If you're a faithful follower to the blog, you know what I'm talking about.
Most of you aren't.
Alex says most of you aren't, so...
No comments.
Yeah, lacking on the comments lately, but, you know, we'll still go through with this and see what you guys think. So, first question we got. How's your balance when you're on land? That's from Tracy D. I think when we first started out, and we get off the boat, we were swaying. Like when we got to Chicago and got off the boat to meet some friends and stuff, I was just rocking all over the place. But recently, now that we go to get groceries and stuff like that, even after a long couple days on the boat, I don't really seem phased by it. I don't really seem to notice it. So I think I'm getting better at it, but we'll see what happens after I spend 2 weeks on land, if I can feel a difference or not. So.
Tracy, that's a really good question, actually, because this boat has a very rocky motion, and there have been a lot of times we'll get on land, especially whenever we spend a couple nights sleeping on land, I'll be laying in bed, and I'll just be swimming around, my head is just spinning. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Second, do you still like your boat? That's from Blaine. Yes, I love this boat. It's incredibly solid, incredibly forgiving because we keep on running aground and stuff. And she was really cheap, which is great. But as I've said many times to Zach and also to my family, I will never again buy a boat that is this slow or this old.
Yeah, I like this boat. I could use a bigger bed. Some air conditioning every now and then would be great. And some more speed. This boat's too slow. That's the only...
Question 3. Of course, this is from my future father-in-law. What is the pooping routine? I'm just concerned of how and where you rid your waste. Alright, Bob, great question. We actually installed a whole new head and holding tank before we took off. And so the way that system works is that we take our crap, which also we're not real... what should I say? We don't have very many private things on this boat. We'll often, somebody will use the bathroom or take a crap while the other person is sitting in the galley cooking. I don't know, it's just how comfortable we are with each other. But anyways, you do your business, you pump it, and it pumps up into a tank. It's about a 6-gallon plastic tank. And then there's another line that leads out of the tank and out the boat. And there's a valve attached at that end. Technically or legally, when we're in the Florida Keys, that valve has to be closed all the time. And so we'll be storing our waste in that holding tank. And then once we're 3 miles offshore, we're allowed to open up the valve and whoosh, you can just hear it all dump out. And then it smells for a little bit as it's all trailing behind.
I poop twice a day, I think. If you really want to know that personal of a pooping routine. But otherwise, we got a head that, it's manual pump. We pump it up into a tank and then it goes out into the ocean when we want it to. So we'll empty out our tank when we're in a discharge zone, basically. But whenever we're close to land or in a marina or a bay or something, we got to close off that valve and put it in a holding tank. So that's typically. Question number 4. Luke and I were wondering if you could shoot up to Alaska and take us for a cruise. That's from Randy Wasink. I believe him and Luke are up in Alaska right now hanging out. Shoot up there in terms of speed. I'm not sure if you really want to wait around for that. It'd probably take us a couple months just to get up there, and then take you for some cruise. Stuff might be frozen over. So,
Randy and Luke, unfortunately, that is just not really in our itinerary. We'd love to swing up there for you guys, but we've got our hands full in the Bahamas. It is beautiful up there. We're a little jealous of that. Alright, next question, number 5. Will I be able to beat you in a wrestling match when you get home? That's from my brother James. Unless you've put on a lot of weight and gotten really strong, I doubt it, but I've been wrestling sharks and snorkeling every day. I'm in tip-top physical condition. But you can always try, that's totally fine.
James, I'm not sure if we've ever wrestled, so I don't know. Are you strong? If you're strong, then you can probably beat me. All I do is lay around on a boat and sleep and eat and maybe swim. So, yeah, you could probably beat me. I mean, my fiance can beat me, so you could probably beat me. Alright, question number 6. Oh no, there goes question number 7. How much money have you spent on this trip so far? Well, I was just looking at the financial records of our spending, and I think since we left, like May 22 left, we've spent a little over $4,000, most of that being on groceries and I believe servicing the boat.
Servicing it?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. For real. Buying parts for the boat is probably one of our other big expenses. And then groceries, the top 3 things right there. And since we got a boat card, I'm not sure if I want to tell you how much that is. A lot. A little over $7,000. That doesn't include buying the boat.
Way more than I anticipated. I don't know, burning through gas and eating every meal on the boat. We go through a lot of food, and occasionally going ashore to get drinks and stuff. It adds up pretty quick, and keeping this boat running seems like it's pretty often that we can go to West Marine and spend $50 or $100 just picking up random stuff. So I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm not broke yet. But once I am, I'll probably come home. Next, from Christy O'Mara. Who has gone the longest without showering, and how bad did they smell? Once again, Zach and I are probably a tie. I think once we got down to Mobile, Alabama, after our 4 weeks on the river, so we looked back and we counted the number of real showers we took, and I think it came out to a total of 2. And those are real showers. Of course, we took lots of river baths and stuff. Since it's just us on the boat, too, we don't really wear deodorant all that often. It's just not a big deal. So, I don't know. Let's just put it this way. We cleaned ourselves up real nice for when the girls came down.
I don't think either of us really smelled that bad. I think really the real question is who went the longest for wearing the same underwear or the same t-shirt. Alex usually does the smell test. I go by days. But I think the t-shirt is usually the one that smells the quickest or the fastest. Question 8. Do we snuggle at night? Who gets the big spoon? That's from Mark Van Dellen, my old youth leader, actually. We don't snuggle at night. That's the answer to question number 1. We sleep in different beds. They're rather small. If we were to snuggle, I'd be the big spoon. So, I think that pretty much settles it.
Pillow talk across the boat a little bit, but that's sort of the extent of that. We save the spooning for when the lady friends are around. Question 9. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love your fiancés? That's from Rach, my fiance. Rach, if 10 is I love you an incredible amount, I'd say it'd have to be an 11 because it's even more than that. We'll see once Zach can beat that answer.
Do we snuggle at night? Who gets the big spoon? That's from Mark Van Dellen, my old youth leader, actually. We don't snuggle at night. That's the answer to question number 1. We sleep in different beds. They're rather small. If we were to snuggle, I'd be the big spoon. So, I think that pretty much settles it. I'm a lot bigger, therefore big spoon. Question number 9. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love your fiancés? That's from Rachel. Rachel, you're not my fiancé, so I love you a 5 as a friend. I love my fiancé, Anne, very much. Probably not even on a scale that much. Like a 15, 16 and a half. Wow. Question number 10. What comfort of home do you miss the most? Running water, flushing toilets, anything? I think that's actually from Alex's mom, but I didn't put that on there. The thing I miss the most from home, I probably miss a real bed. The bed I sleep in is just way too small for me. The end of my bed for a cushion is a life jacket, and rolling over, I hit my hips all the time on a bulkhead, so that kind of sucks. Otherwise, flushing toilets, I don't mind flushing my own stuff. A fresh shower, I like. And otherwise, I kind of miss the company of home.
That's a pretty good question. Honestly, I think, and I don't mind living on a boat. The being without creature comforts doesn't really bother me that much. But I don't know, I can say I'm really looking forward to going home and being able to go downstairs and open up the fridge and have a well-stocked refrigerator full of cold, fresh food. And the running water will be nice too, I guess. But honestly, being away from the family is tough. Being away from Rach, I don't know. It's the people that you share experiences with that's tough being away from. Being with Zach gets old after a while. So, yeah, that's that. All right. Great questions, guys. And hopefully that answers them well enough for you. Keep on submitting them, and we'll try and get more answers to you as soon as possible. All right. See ya.